Welcome everybody. Welcome. All right. I set this stuff up. And as soon as I go live, everything goes haywire. So one moment. We are about to get started. Welcome everybody. Thank you TikTok. Thank you YouTube. Give me one moment so that I can get my system in order. Yes, 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 and yes. UNA University is in effect. There we go. YouTube, TikTok, let's do this. Yeah, UNA University. Yes, yes, yes. UNA. I want to thank my sisters for singing and singing and singing and singing and singing. And that's right, I said singing. As we are here in effect. All right, UNA University. Diva Laree, welcome. TikTok, YouTube, welcome, welcome, and welcome. Now, what are we talking about today? We're talking about being accountable. Being accountable. Now, why is this the topic for today? We got a session in the UNA University today. It is called History and Self-Mastery. And what are we dealing with? Being accountable. Being accountable. Okay, so now, before I get into that, y'all know we have the ebook out. All right, we do have the ebook, the UNA Beginner Law Book. You can get this, I should say we have the law book out, and you can get this law book in ebook format or the physical version. All right. Now, this is with this physical version, I want to mention that we do provide for you a laminated copy of the Hierarchy of Laws. We provide for you a laminated copy of the Universal Laws and a laminated copy of the Vibratory Frequency Chart. Now, this is a very powerful book. All right, and let me tell you why this book is so powerful, because in it, I just mentioned all of these laws, but it also has the maxims of law in here, all 300 and some odd laws of the maxim, which come directly from the Bible. Now, for those of you all who have not been catching our sessions, please go and find us on YouTube. All right, and check this out, because that Bible and these laws of maxim, they are very powerful. And anytime I'm going into court, all of these laws are going with me. And these laws stand above man's law. These laws stands above the Constitution. All right, so this is a very powerful book. You want to get this, $14.99 for the ebook, $29.99 for the physical copy. All right, now, if you want to join the university, go to UNARepublic.com. UNARepublic.com. My friends on TikTok, you can find the link in the bio. We do have a link tree there, so go and find us at UNARepublic.com. All right, and become a part of the university, because we got some very powerful. If you think this book is powerful, the information you're getting in that class is even more powerful. Okay, you learning things judges, lawyers, accountants, they don't know this stuff. All right, so you want to be a part of that university. Now let's get into today's session. We're dealing with accountability, and I want to welcome everybody. Sunset Beach in the house, Mad AMG, spirituality is in the house. I can't see who we have over here on YouTube yet. I guess it's running. We'll see. YouTube is finicky. However, I want to go into this because we're touching on the universal law, and I should not say we're touching. We are diving deep into the universal laws, because they are the basis of what this dimension is. So when you understand those laws, then you're going to know how to walk and create the dimension that you want. Now, I had a request for this particular topic, and I got a few minutes before I have to get out of here and go into class. So if you all have any questions, my people, my friends in TikTok and YouTube, if you have any questions, I want you to send me, post them in the comment section so that we can get to them. All right, now, going into why the universal laws are so important. Now, in history and self-mastery, our purpose is to make sure you develop another vision. All right, there's the vision that you see with these carnal eyes, and you see I got to use spectacles in order to see with these carnal eyes. However, there is another vision that you develop when you gain knowledge of the universal laws, and most importantly, when you start applying the laws. All right, so this is what we're going into when we're dealing with history and self-mastery. So we're going into the history so that we can understand what happened in the past. We also will be going into some molecular structure, meaning who are you? What is your makeup? Do you understand why you do certain things? Why the one who you are trying to contract with does things that they do? Do you understand who they are? Because when you understand who they are, then you can contract with them better. All right, you're going to have a different contract. What do I mean when I say that before I go into this? We got to understand, as feminine beings, we have a particular makeup on a molecular level. And the same goes with a male. He has a particular makeup on a molecular level. Now, when you understand who he is and why he acts that way, or whatever ways that he acts, and why you act a certain way, then you can, when you contract with him, then your contract is going to be a better contract, meaning that you're going to understand why he's going to treat you a certain way, why he's acting a certain way. When you understand that, when you respect his makeup, and the same thing with him, when he respects the woman's makeup, then you understand the contract better, and the contract is going to be a better situation for both of you. All right. The problem is that we have been told things in this society about who we are as people that we don't understand what's really going on a molecular level. All right. So we're going to go into some of that in this class. Hello, Sharice. Sharice says, miss you. This TikTok is not that easy to navigate. How do I support you and get the book? Go to UNA University, Sharice, and you can get that book there. You can either get the ebook or you can get the actual physical copy. Thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure to see you. All right. So let's get into this. What we're talking about when we're talking about being accountable, being accountable. Now, I got to go into this. Now that I've talked a little bit about the male and female and how they're made up differently and how our contracting needs to go. I need to get into this. Being accountable. One of the laws that comes up most often is the law that deals with there are no victims. There are no victims, and another law deals with how we are creators of every energy that come to us in this dimension. All right. So now, when we're dealing with that, I want to go into a specific topic, and I've dealt with this before in these sessions, where I talk about how people try to fight for people who are not fighting for themselves. All right. You cannot fight for someone who is not willing to fight for themselves. And the way this goes into being accountable is that the person who you're trying to fight for, they have to be accountable. So I want to go into a specific subject here, and then I'm going to get out of here. All right. I've had several people to come to me about, and as a matter of fact, this is so funny to me now that I'm thinking about it. I had somebody else to say to me about how somebody was being abused, and they went to fight for this person, or they wanted to fight for, if he's hitting you, let me know. We're going to come over there and we're going to deal with him. Here's the deal. When people come to me with those kind of situations, I always have to make them aware, the person who's trying to fight for someone else, that you can't fight for them for the simple fact that if they're being abused, it's their fault. I know I just upset somebody with that, but I need to make this clear to anyone who's in that situation or anyone who knows somebody who's in that situation. It's not the one who's doing the abusing. Now, I'm not saying that the one who is the abuser is a righteous person, not saying that at all. But what I am saying is whomever it is that is allowing this energy to come upon them, they are the one that needs to be accountable. I want to say this again. Whomever it is that is allowing this energy to come upon them, they are the ones that needs to be accountable. Many of us have dealt with someone who is in a situation where they're being abused. All right. And you have tried to help them. Many of us have tried to help them. And you know what happens when you deal with someone who's in an abusive relationship. You can pull them up out of that situation, bring them into your home or wherever you're going to put them. And within 3 days, they're going to end up back where they were in the abusive situation. So I say again to you, the one whom is allowing this energy to come upon them, they are the ones that have to be accountable. Why? This goes back to the universal law. There are no victims. And so don't come to me about victim blaming. There are no victims. If somebody is allowing this energy, then as soon as they decide, I deserve better than this, I deserve peace, I deserve love. As soon as they make that decision, as soon as they make that decision, then whomever it is that's doing the abusing will disappear. That's how it works. That's how this energy works. The one who's the abuser, he's showing up because of the so-called victim. He's only able to show up because the victim is allowing it. As soon as the quote unquote victim decides in their mind, I deserve peace, I deserve love, I deserve happiness, I deserve better than this. As soon as they decide that, the abuser must disappear by law. So now in the university, we're going to get into deeper into how we are the ones who are manifesting everything that comes about in our third dimension. It's very important that we recognize that, because when you get into the point where you're trying to fight for someone else, then you need to understand that you're interfering in universal law. You're interfering with the universe and universal energies. This is not to say that I'm telling you not to help somebody who needs help, but you've got to understand how to help them. So I've had situations where, there's a woman who's being abused, and her family, her brother, or whomever it is goes over and they're trying to fight the guy who's the so-called abuser. And what happens to them? They end up going to jail because they're fighting him. Never mind the fact that he is the one who abused this woman. Well, here's the law. That's right, I said it. And I know somebody's going to be upset with me. There are other laws that are higher than man's law out here. And the deal is, if you feel like you're going to just go over and beat him up for her, not recognizing that as soon as you beat him up, you're going to go to jail and she's going to be right back with him. You're the one who's, you can't just try to interject in her issues. She's got to be willing to say, you know what, I deserve better than this. As soon as she does, you don't need a cop to join in. You don't need your brother to go over there and beat him up. You don't need the family to go over there and gang up on him and go to his job and report. You don't need any of that. She's just got to say, I deserve better. And that's going to be all that needs to be done. Because he's going to get himself together. He's going to either clean up or clear out. Mr. E. Dude, you got a comment or a question? I'd love to hear it. Expound on your comment. So now we're recognizing, again, those of you all who dealt with people in this situation, you've seen it. You've seen that they run right back. So if you're understanding that, it is because she is allowing the abuse. Once she stops allowing it, then he won't be able to do what he was doing. Same thing with a male in an abusive relationship. All right. With that being said, I'm going to go into just more about being accountable. I've had people who come to me and they try to complain about, oh, these bill collectors and these people are double dipping and these people are this and that and that. And they, and they're trying to give me these excuses about why their car was repoed and, oh, COVID-19 and this and that and that. Okay, listen up. The responsibility is yours. And again, when I talk to the people who I'm talking to as a sovereign, you are not concerned about what the government, quote unquote government, because it's not really a government, but you're not concerned about what they decide to do. You're not concerned about that, because as a sovereign, you know how to create what you need, whether it be funds, whether it be physical items or whatever it is, you know how to create that as a sovereign. So you're not dependent on the government and what they're doing. The government could go left and do whatever they need to do. You as a sovereign still have the knowledge and the ability to create whatever you need to create for yourself. So if you're telling me, oh, the government did this and the government did that, and then you don't know how to create the funds, then you're not sovereign, because you're dependent on the government. You can't be a dependent on the government and be sovereign. Which one are you? So when somebody comes to me and they're complaining about whatever happened between 2020 and 2022, and you're trying to make it seem like that's why you didn't get funds and that's why this got repoed and that got repoed, I'm letting you know it's just an excuse, and excuses mean nothing. If you are making a contract with somebody, then you have to be accountable for the contract that you made. So when I hear all of this about, oh, excuse, that's all it sounds like, is blah blah blah. Then you're telling me that you have a habit of not paying your bills, because I know that it's not just this company that you're having a problem paying. You got a problem paying a whole bunch of other people. And it's got nothing to do with whatever happened between 2020 and 2022. It's got nothing to do with all this other stuff. It's got to do with, in your mind, you think it's okay for you to give an excuse about why you can't make this payment. But as soon as in your mind you start saying, no, I made a commitment. Listen up, because a lot of us don't recognize how simple it is to write a contract. And when I say write a contract, I'm talking about write a contract with the universe. Write a contract with the universe, with yourself, with every being within you. You're writing a contract when you speak. So if you think in your mind that it's okay for me to give an excuse about, oh, I can't do it because, COVID, or I can't do it because of this, or this happened and life popped up. And no. What popped up is your inability to put in your mind, I'm going to get this done. Because as soon as you say it to yourself, the universe is going to hear it. That's a contract. I hear people saying things and making contracts like this. I don't even like to say it, because I don't put those things in my mouth. I don't like to put them out of my mouth. But when people use the BROKE term to describe themselves, that's a contract. Every time you say I am, you are creating a contract. So what do you put behind I am? And people say it so often, they don't even recognize the contract that they're making. As soon as you say it, every cell within your body has heard it, has seen it. And that's how your universe is going to show up out here, like you are broke. But the minute you put in your mind, I'm going to make this happen. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's going to happen. I'm going to get the funds that I need to make it happen. That's it. Don't put anything else in your mind except I'm going to make it happen. Universe, I don't know how you're going to do it, but it's going to be fun to watch you do what you do. I don't know how you're going to do it, but it's going to be fun, universe, to watch you do what you do. And watch how many things get done when you change your contracts that you are making with yourself. So when you get in your mind that I am going to be accountable, I made this contract, I said that I was going to do this and this and this. If I'm putting my name on it, if I'm signing my name on this, then I've made a contract. I'm going to stand by my word, and I'm going to be accountable. As soon as you put that in your mind, that's how the universe is going to show up for you. As soon as you put it in your mind. Same thing with the woman who's being abused. As soon as she puts it in her mind, I deserve better. I deserve peace. I deserve love. I deserve happiness. I deserve better. As soon as she puts it in her mind, that's a contract. And that's what the universe is going to deliver to her. The same thing with bills. Stop saying or making contracts that are negative, that you don't want to see. And so before I get out of here, as I close this out, what we want to remember to do is to only speak the things that we desire, because everything that you speak must manifest. So shall you speak it, so shall it be. Everything that you speak must manifest. So what we want to make sure that we do is only speak the things that we desire. So if you're saying things like I am, make sure that the word behind it is what you desire to be. Because when you say that BROKE word behind I am, that is a contract, and that's what you shall be because you made it. So that's what we want to start making sure we do. Everything we put behind I am and everything that comes out of our mouth, we want to make sure it is what we desire, because that is what will manifest. I need to say this and then I'm out. Listen, there's a difference between, thank you, Mr. Dude. There's a difference between nonviolence and peace. All right. Nonviolent and peaceful. There's a difference between the two. They're not the same. So when you say, oh, nonviolence, what your subconscious hears is violence. That's all your subconscious. It doesn't hear none, because we as spiritual beings, we only live in the now. Can't live in the not. So everything you speak is what your subconscious hears. So when you say nonviolent, your subconscious hears violence. But when you say peace, I want peace, then that's what your subconscious is going to produce for you, peace. As opposed to nonviolence, it's going to give you violence. So you got to determine what you're, recognize rather what you're saying. Because as you're speaking, your subconscious is producing everything that you speak, because every word that you speak is a contract. Every word that you speak is a contract. One moment. All right. So every word that you speak is a contract. And so you want to make sure that your contracts are what you desire, because that's what's coming into your third dimension. So I'm going to say it again. Make sure your contracts and every word that you speak is only what you desire, because anything else will manifest the same way the things you desire will. You don't have any control of that. You only have control of your thoughts and your words. So control it and make sure you control your third dimension. All right. I love y'all. Diva Laree is getting ready to get out of here. I want y'all to know, once again, go to UNARepublic.com if you want to purchase the law book. All right. We got it in ebook format and physical book format. And also, if you want to enroll in the university, go to UNARepublic.com. I want y'all to know I love you. Diva Laree, I'm out. Watch your words. Watch your contracts with your universe so that you can manifest everything you desire, so that you can live in peace and love and harmony. All right? I'm yours truly, Diva Laree with the UNA University and UNARepublic. We're going to see you on Wednesday. All right? Y'all join the university. Thank you, Mr. Dude. I love you. I'm out. Peace. Bye-bye. UNA University. Yes. UNA.